throughout 2006, we'll be celebrating the 10th season of Boxing After Dark. And tonight we bring you a special doubleheader from the world's biggest little city, Reno, Nevada. We'll kick things off with a replay of last Saturday night's heavyweight title fight between Haseem Rahman and Oleg Maskaev, which provided some late surprising fireworks. Then in our live fight, we get a second look this year at undefeated welterweight prospect Paul Williams, who faces an aging but battle-tested Sharmba Mitchell. Good evening, everyone. I'm Fran Charles, and welcome to this special edition of HBO's Boxing After Dark from the Reno Event Center in Reno, Nevada. Right now, the welterweight division is arguably one of the most popular in the sport, with the likes of Floyd Mayweather Jr., Carlos Baldomir. Those two will meet upcoming this fall in November, not to mention the hard-hitting Antonio Margarito. Well, tonight we will find out if undefeated prospect Paul Williams can emerge as a rising star in the welterweight division. Sharmba Mitchell will be the biggest name on his resume so far. But first, we're going to take you back last week in Las Vegas to the Thomas and Mack Center, a rematch of Oleg Maskaev taking on Haseem Rahman. And no doubt right now the heavyweight division is in flux. Rahman wanted to prove he is the best American in the division. Maskaev had an opportunity to become one of 4 fighters from the former Soviet Union to hold a version of the heavyweight title. Tail of the tape now between Oleg Maskaev and Haseem Rahman. Maskaev 4 years older than Rahman, plus he had the half-inch height advantage. The arm length, which is measured from the armpit to the end of the fist, that went to Rahman. All right, let's take you back now to how Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, and our own Lennox Lewis called the action.
Partially as the result of having trained to fight Vitaly Klitschko 4 separate times in the last year and a half, Haseem Rahman remains in terrific chiseled shape for a big heavyweight. Oleg Maskaev fights in a kind of unusual leaning back style with his right hand up in front of him. He looks like he has the right glove open, but he clinches it in time to throw the big right hand like the one that knocked Rahman through the ropes.
He hasn't started off like he wanted to assert himself, like he wants to assert himself and remind Rahman of what happened in the first fight.
And Rahman gets started with a couple of right-hand shots to Maskaev's body. Maskaev doesn't seem intent on doing anything to stop Rahman's jab, but Rahman is starting off relatively cautiously, Lennox, just pushing the jab to the body.
They're taking a look at each other. They haven't seen each other for a long time, so they're just seeing what's going on, if anything's changed from the first time they fought.
Into the corner goes Maskaev, and there's Rahman across the top with a big right hand. The right-hand punching power seemed to be missing against James Toney, but that could be because Toney is such an elusive target. There's Maskaev's right hand. No jab to set it up. Just here it is, I'm coming.
The thing about a lot of European boxers, they keep their head in one spot. They're not into the side-to-side movement. So usually when, like, say, Rock wants to throw that right hand, Maskaev's head is always there for it. It's always in that one place. He needs to move it from side to side if he wants to get away from Rock's right hand.
Maskaev trying to slide to his right and shoot a right hand. Rahman has taken advantage of Maskaev's hesitancy in the first couple of minutes to land some body shots and a couple of jabs, and one right hand across the top. There's a right hand to the body by Maskaev.
Maskaev's nose already reddened from the jabs of Rahman.
Rahman is the more energetic fighter. He'll roll his hands, shuffle his feet, look for ways to land. Maskaev tends to stand much stiller, waiting to throw a big punch.
Maskaev, you see him moving to the right, trying to get away from Rahman's right. Trying to make it a longer punch he can more easily see.
Now Maskaev trying to reel Rahman in with his left hook a little bit. And Rock jabs him back away and then shoots the right hand again. Right hand over the top for Maskaev. And he lands a second right hand on the chin of Haseem Rahman.
Maskaev still seems a little tense in there. He needs to really relax a bit more.
And Maskaev was in the corner before. Rahman was able to land a right. And he lands one more little right to punctuate the round.
Let's go. This guy is terrified of you, bro. You can't, let me tell you something. He's terrified. You got to start going with the jab and drop to the right, drop to the left, back in here and get out like I told you. You understand? The jab must get going. Oleg, you could be the WBC champion of the world. Open your eyes. It is a blessing. It's a blessing.
You have to respect your jab and feint, okay? Now, if you get in here close and don't move your head, he's going to throw the right hand. So if you throw the right hand, you got to counter back, okay? Behind your face, just keep that feint move, just keep putting them off, keep looking at the feint, and keep driving that shot to the body, okay?
Good stiff jab, man.
This is where Maskaev doesn't want to be, right against the ropes, right where Rahman can throw that big right hand. As you can see, Maskaev doesn't have no place to go.
That was the best punch of the round. Landed by Rahman.
Okay.
Jabs in the first round. CompuBox counted Rahman with 11 landed jabs in 30 throws. That's a good number for him. If he keeps that up, he'll keep Maskaev on the defensive. Maskaev only threw 10 jabs in the round, landed only 1.
Obviously, Maskaev's trainer, Valle, wants him to be more offensive, more aggressive. Saying Rahman is terrified is just a way of saying you got to go after him.
First round went to Rahman on the Letterman scorecard. I'm not even sure that Oleg Maskaev is concerned with winning rounds. I don't know that he thinks he can win a decision. I think he's here to try to knock Rahman out again, Lennox.
Landed a good right hand inside.
I think Rahman's trying to knock him out.
And there's a right and a left by Rahman. And a good right hand by Rahman shoves Maskaev back into the ropes. Rahman setting all this up with that good telephone pole jab. He jabbed you well in South Africa in the first 3 rounds.
Rahman does have a good jab.
Is it heavy?
It's heavy. He definitely puts his power behind it. He steps into it, which is a good thing.
Now Maskaev stops Rahman in his tracks with a left hook. Comes back and lands another left hook. And Maskaev jumping at the straight right hand after those 2 little left hooks.
Stop. That was okay. Box.
Look for a moment as though Rahman might be susceptible to the left hook. Perhaps because he's so conscious of wanting to land a right.
No! Stop! No, let's go around his back. That's way back here. All right? Box.
There's a red spot above the left eyebrow of Oleg Maskaev. I'm not sure if he already has a little nick up there. Could just be an abrasion. Maskaev backing Rahman off with the right hand.
No, there's a little blood there.
Yep, it's a cut.
It doesn't look like it's in a serious place, but you can't really tell yet.
Good body shot by Maskaev, digging up and under with the left hand. Actually, the placement of the cut is such that if it bleeds, it could bleed into his eye and impair his vision.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a situation where Maskaev hasn't been in too many hard fights, so his face isn't conditioned to it. So any strong punch or jab from Rock is going to open that up straight away.
And it did.
And let me tell you, that jab is really strong by Rock because he's putting a lot of power behind it and shocking power. That's what's going to open up the cut on Maskaev's face.
You see Rahman sometimes consciously jabbing to the body. In his big success against Lennox Lewis in South Africa, he managed to jab enough to the body to lower Lennox's hands a little bit, and it helped him to set up the big right hand.
Stop! I'm here, stop. Don't punch. Step back. Now box.
This has been an excellent round for Haseem Rahman. Oleg Maskaev had one little flurry with the 2 left hooks, followed by a right hand. But for most of the round, Rahman has been landing his jab and chasing Maskaev around. He trade right hands at the end of the round, and Maskaev liked the way his felt.
We got nothing, though. Nothing.
Monkeys.
Nothing. Nothing, though. Oleg, keep moving to your right. This is nothing.
Mouthpiece.
All right. Where's the mouthpiece?
What is mouthpiece? Oleg, mouthpiece.
Okay. Come on, we're good. Okay. Oleg.
You can see where, this is where a clash of heads came. It looks like that's where the cut came from.
Exactly right. Nevada State Athletic Commission has already ruled that the cut was the result of an accidental headbutt, and Lennox, you're right on the money. It was right there where they came head-to-head. CompuBox numbers through 2. Rahman 38 out of 81. Maskaev 13 out of 72. Again, not sure Oleg Maskaev is even contemplating the possibility of winning rounds He was well behind on the scorecards when he won the first fight by knockout. Rahman blocking that right hand with his left glove. Hard right hand by Rahman. Maskaev still trying to knock down a wall by landing a right hand through Rahman's left glove.
Yeah, you know, and he's finding that left hook, Jim. Maybe Rahman is so conscious of the right, he's not seeing the left.
Stop! Push back. Stop. Let go. Just step back. He's not going to hit while I'm doing this. Box.
Hard right hand by Maskaev. Rahman takes it well.
Okay, you're holding.
Tries to get back into position to throw his own right.
Back up.
And let me tell you, Rahman's loading up with that right hand right now. He needs to keep working on that jab, soften him up a bit more.
Box.
Needs more patience.
See, right there, he should be jabbing his way in, not walking in. Jabbing his way in.
Left hook lands again for Maskaev, and Rahman shaking his head as if to say, I'm not sure why I can't get out of the way of your left hook.
Stop!
Rahman a little bit over anxious with the right hand.
Don't hold him! You're holding! You're holding! You're holding!
The holding yell is at Maskaev.
Don't hit him in the back. Don't hold. Holding.
Haseem Rahman seems to feel pretty confident the way he keeps walking toward Maskaev and pressuring him. They trade jabs. Rahman with the heavier jab sets up a right hand. Maskaev landing two left hooks to come off the rope.
Maskaev looked a little bit stunned momentarily on the ropes.
What it is, it was his balance. His balance wasn't correct, and he needs to work on that balance.
Stop!
He's actually throwing punches off balance.
Maskaev, two straight right hands.
Don't hold! Don't
Rahman
hold!
partially blocked one.
Box! Box!
Tried to come back with his own right. Left hook lands for Maskaev. Another left hook. He backs Rahman into the ropes.
Stop! You're holding way too much. Fell.
Rahman and Maskaev talking to each other there. Rock may be developing a little serious dislike for Oleg Maskaev. It could be useful.
Okay, Brock. Look here.
When you're using a double jab, man, it's an easy fight. Right hand to your body. You're just looking to load up with the right hand. Keep stepping over to your right. Take your right hand out of play.
Right, okay.
You cannot stand the rope. You got to get busy. Like fire and lightning. You got to have a fire and desire and go to that body. Rip that body up. We're not talking about one punch.
Here we're going to see a good left-right by Rahman, catching Maskaev straight on the chin.
CompuBox numbers in 3. Rahman 26 out of 49. Landing more than half your punches is a very good sign. Maskaev 10 out of 50. Harold, how did you score the first 3 rounds?
Okay, Jim, 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing. Haseem Rahman. Jim, I like him because he's the busier guy, coming forward just like he is now, landing a jab, landing an occasional good right hand, getting off first every time. So he's the cleaner puncher, the busier guy, and the effective aggressor. 3-0, Rahman.
Victor Valley is really feeling that Maskaev doesn't have the zeal to win this fight as he did 7 years ago. 37 years old. How badly does he want it?
Stop!
It's not that, you know, he's trying to make a boxer out of a puncher, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Well, he insists you can, but now he is insisting that he go back to being the puncher.
Rahman landed a big left hook and a straight right hand. Maskaev again wobbled momentarily on the ropes. Rahman pressuring and going after Maskaev. Maskaev looking to stand his ground one time. Reverse everything with one big shot. Rahman gets himself structured again, gets ready to start throwing his jab.
Maskaev is really reacting off of Rahman, off what Rahman's doing. He needs to really do something for himself, because the only punches he's really throwing is that hook and left, right.
And he's getting outboxed. He's getting outboxed both along the ropes and in the center of the ring, because Rock is throwing more, using a wider variety of punches, and most particularly jabbing with more confidence.
And he should have confidence, because he's been in against some good boxers, such as myself and James Toney and some others. Maskaev hasn't done nothing.
Maskaev is swinging away, trying to reverse everything with a big left hook or a big right cross. Rahman is working his way into position to own the fight on the scorecards and see where he can go from there.
Let go. Step back. Thank you, box.
They trade body shots in close.
Stop. Let go. Step back. Please don't punch. Now, box.
As Rahman walked forward, Maskaev planted his feet for one big right-hand shot.
Maskaev does not want to be next to the ropes like that.
Swinging away with the right hand is Maskaev to try to get Rahman off of it. Rahman's punches shorter, straighter, more consistent.
Fred Charles in Reno, Nevada. Still to come on our Boxing After Dark main event. Paul Williams taking on Sharmba Mitchell in our welterweight matchup. Williams, the undefeated prospect at 30-0. Unusual in the fact that he's over 6 feet tall and in many instances averages over 100 punches per round. He says he wants one of the elite fighters in the 147-pound weight class, but he'll have to get past Sharmba Mitchell, a long veteran of the sport, almost 18 years, 57 career wins, a former title holder at 140 pounds, and he says his experience should help him this evening. All right, Paul Williams and Sharmba Mitchell still to come. For now, let's get you back to Oleg Maskaev, Haseem Rahman.
Come on, let's go.
Eyes on his neck.
Oleg, start getting that jab off. You gotta go first all the time. Excuse me, you gotta go first all the time. Get to the body, rip his body up. Fake the bench to the left uppercut. The left uppercut is an answer. Left uppercut, right hand back with the hook. You understand?
Come shots up the middle. The guy's open. His hand's back here. Once I throw the shot, get off to the side. Give me right up the center. Okay? Okay? Okay. This is simple, Mark. Here we go. You see what I'm saying?
CompuBox numbers in the first full round. Haseem Rahman is averaging 28 jabs per round. He's thrown 107. He's landed 50 of them for a 47% connect percentage. Maskaev only 7 out of 78. What all that means is that Rahman, with his better jab, is outboxing Oleg Maskaev and gaining lead on the scorecards. Maskaev still looking to land one big shot and change everything.
Maybe you can teach an old dog new tricks, but are they worth anything? Can they be used?
And how much will the old dog listen when he hears things that he knows aren't true? I mean, I always wonder. Baye tells Maskaev at the end of the first round, Rahman is scared to death of you. Well, clearly Rock isn't scared to death of him, and Maskaev knows that.
Don't hold him.
Why do you listen to the trainer at that point?
Thank you.
Here's a hard right hand by Rahman. Perhaps a template for what he wants to do later on. 2 left hooks by Maskaev. He continues to land his left hook more frequently than he does his straight right hand. Rahman doesn't want to get reckless and just swing away and trade with this man. He's got boxing advantages, Lennox.
Yes, he does, and he should use them. See, a lot of Rahman's fights, it looks like a sparring match because he's brawling all the time when he's definitely got other things in his arsenal he should use, like his jab, which is doing a lot of good things for him right now.
It's pretty simple for Rahman. He's at his best when he remembers to box to set up his punches. He's at his worst when he tries to roundhouse punch and brawl.
When he tries to punch and brawl like that, it makes it a 50-50 chance for him to win the fight because the other guy's throwing the same punches and he might get caught.
I'll warn you about a hold. That's the first warning.
And Jay Nady with his first warning to Oleg Maskaev for holding.
Don't hold. Don't hold. Don't hold. You're holding. You turned your head. He's going to hit you back there.
Maskaev and Nady are not on the same page yet. Good left hook by Rahman, and he got inside and busted Maskaev with good straight right hand as well. And the left hook lands again for Maskaev.
Stop!
Flush on Rahman's chin.
A second and final warning pretty soon.
Rahman's doing a pretty good job blocking Maskaev's right. Maybe as a result of that, he's getting painted with left hooks.
Don't hold him.
I think I like Jay Nady as a referee. I think he's being over officious here. I don't think that Maskaev is doing all that much holding.
Plus, they're heavyweights. Of course they're going to hold. You can't go in a fight with a heavyweight and not expect some holding.
Maskaev's best 20-second period there as he landed a straight right hand and a couple more left hooks.
I mean, I don't want to see a fighter hold a lot either, but I don't see excessive holding.
No, me neither. I'm with you on that, Harv.
Or Larry.
Larry.
Get your Vaseline, get your Vaseline. Now, you can't just walk straight in.
Costas Now returns September 6th with an in-depth look at some of the biggest stories and issues related to the upcoming NFL season.
The only shot he's got. Drink water, drink, let me drink. Oleg, when you're blocking this jab, step in the angle. This guy's yours. He's giving up. He's giving up, Oleg. Oleg, you understand what I mean?
Huh?
Come on, come on.
All right, let's go, guys. Mouthpiece.
Come on, where's the mouthpiece?
Yeah. Let's go, coach.
Okay.
Time.
Okay, let's go.
In the past, Rahman has had stamina problems late in fights. We're not there yet, but it's something that has to be watched.
Well, of course, one of his most critical losses came after he totally outboxed David Tua for 8 rounds, got hit with a punch after the end of the 8th round, wound up getting TKO'd in the 9th because Tua got an opportunity from the illegal punch. But that's one of the fights in which he was well ahead and seemed to get momentarily careless.
I don't think Rahman's going to have stamina problems in this fight because of where he was training. He was training up in Big Bear, California, and that's high altitude.
Maskaev also trained at altitude in Colorado Springs, figuring, I guess, that if Rahman was going to train at altitude, he'd better do the same thing.
Yeah, train at higher altitude.
All right, second warning. Next time
Copy box numbers through 5. Oh, there you go, Nady with the second warning to Maskaev for holding.
See, a referee can really bother you at that time and really get you out of your game, so you have to really stay focused.
Maskaev stands his ground, fires a right hand. Rahman again, blocking the rights pretty well, letting some of the left hooks through. After 5 rounds, Rahman had landed exactly twice as many punches as Maskaev by CompuBox count. That's a much bigger margin than was the case in the first fight, where Rock was well ahead on points when Maskaev knocked him out.
On the back of the head.
Rahman's eyes got big as saucers as he went for a right hand there. But Maskaev was gone from the target. More and more, Maskaev is starting to try to put knockout mustard on his left hook, realizing that he lands the left hook more frequently than he does the right. Now he catches Rahman with a right, comes back with 2 lefts, a couple of body punches. Pretty good thought process by Maskaev here in this round.
Definitely doing a lot more.
Rahman has been slowing down.
Don't hold him. Don't hold him.
It was in the 6th round in Atlantic City 7 years ago that Rahman really had Maskaev going, and Maskaev had to weather the storm.
You're holding. Stop it.
You stop it, Jay.
Now Maskaev lands a right hand.
Don't hold him, don't hold him.
He's getting closer moment by moment to landing something big, clean, and sharp with the right hand. Rahman with a little jab, and now a big stiff jab. And another one. Those are three brilliant jabs by Haseem Rahman. And he knows he's got a good thing going, so he keeps throwing it. In a jabbing contest, Rock is going to win. Maskaev is pretty good there.
Don't hold.
Rahman steps inside and lands a left and a right. Right hand to punctuate the round for Haseem Rahman. Halfway through.
Oh, man. All right, you okay? All right, take a deep, give me a deep breath, Roy. Relax. Okay, give me a good deep breath. Right. Look here. Now, I want you to use more jabs, okay? Do those jabs. Now, don't just walk in. You walk in, you got to walk in moving your hand. Don't just walk straight in and look for the shot. Move your hip.
He's hurting bad, bro. All right, come on. Come on. Keep that jab going.
Walking, Fred.
Keep that jab going. You got to start letting go. Listen, start aiming the punches in the middle of the chest. Okay?
Neither fighter looks like the salvation of the heavyweight division, but this is a good, tough, and I have it a very close fight. I have it even.
Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim, 57, 3 rounds apiece. I got it all even. I gave the first 3 rounds to Haseem Rahman, but Oleg Maskaev doing what you just saw there. Left hook, straight right hands, catching Rahman on the way in. By the way, I gotta agree with all of you guys. Oleg Maskaev is not holding. 3-3, 57-57.
They trade punches in the center of the ring. It's becoming exactly the kind of fight it was in Atlantic City in 1999 when Rahman got upset and knocked out by Maskaev's right hand. Again, Rahman goes back to the jab, which is his big advantage in the fight.
Rahman realizes that jab's working for him now. That's a good thing.
Stop!
What Maskaev does better than Rahman is he shows shorter, crisper punches. Rahman's right hand is a long punch, and you've got to be right there at the end of it for it to matter.
Don't hold. Box out. Box out. Stop. Stop now. Stop, please.
Referee needs to go in there and break them.
Box.
Oh, Maskaev thunderous with the right hand here. He lands 2 big rights. Rahman momentarily not punching along the ropes. Maskaev trying to get in one more big shot. Rahman trying to back him off with a right.
Once again, Jay Nady warns Maskaev. I'm very surprised by the one-sidedness of his referee.
Larry, I would have to agree with you.
Perhaps reminding you of Memphis, Tennessee against Mike Tyson and the number of times that Eddie Cotton was warning you for pushing Tyson down or holding when in fact it didn't seem like there was much of that going on.
Thank you. I always wanted that opportunity to say that's a terrible ref.
Both fighters tired now.
And now Rahman has his turn. And Maskaev backs him off with a left hook. Rock wants to keep coming with the right hand. This has been a tumultuous round. Maskaev has gotten in a couple of very clean shots.
Don't hold. You're holding. Stop.
There's no secret to anybody in the arena what Oleg Maskaev is trying to do. He's trying to duplicate what he did 7 years ago. He's trying to land another right hand that changes Haseem Rahman's life. This is what happened in the 8th round. November 6, 1999. Rahman had been in trouble for several seconds, having trouble finding his balance before Maskaev landed this shot.
One of the questions in some fights about Rahman has been his stamina.
Right hand puts Rahman on the floor right next to me. Right next to me. Right next to me.
And he doesn't look like he's going to get up.
No, he isn't. He's not going to get up anytime soon.
And that was Oleg Maskaev celebrating his knockout of Haseem Rahman 7 years ago in 1999. Can he do it again tonight? Their fight is somewhat similar as they arrive at that 8th round juncture.
Go!
Power punches through 7 here. Oleg Maskaev making a comeback. Rahman is 73 out of 153. Maskaev 62 out of 213. Harold Letterman now has Maskaev ahead in the fight as the result of having won 4 rounds in a row on the Letterman card. Both fighters were slow to get off the stool at the end of the break between rounds.
You know, in my mind, Rahman's winning the fight. That jab is definitely apparent and definitely effective.
Rahman stepping forward with the jab here. Maskaev long ago dispensed with the jab as a primary weapon. He's throwing big right hands and left hooks.
Stop!
Let me tell you, Oleg right now, Maskaev is tired. He's breathing hard and looking very weary.
And his hands are down below his waist at moments of rest.
This is where you get caught. When you're tired, this is where you get hurt.
And Rahman seems aware of it and is looking to step forward and land something. Two jabs by Rahman, a right hand and a left hook by Oleg Maskaev. Picture of the fight. Rahman advancing behind the jab, landing crisper. Maskaev landing more and more of his big power shots.
Maskaev needs to keep his hands up right now. The fact that he's tired, he's dropping his hand. Like I said, that's where you get hurt.
No, hold him. Let go. Stop! The guy's arm over there. You think I can't see it?
Almost 2/3 of the way through the bout. Both fighters tired, or so it would appear.
Let go. Step back.
Maskaev, the tireder of the two,
Okay, now box.
here in the 8th. Hands all the way below his waist.
Maskaev got himself back into the fight
Don't hold, Rock. You're holding,
and
Rock.
seemed to have the
Hold,
momentum,
you're holding.
but now he's sort of hit the wall.
Okay, box.
Yeah, but is Rahman doing enough to take advantage of Maskaev hitting the wall? There's a right hand by Rahman and a good left hand inside as Maskaev was trying to throw his right. Rahman got the better of that exchange. And he lands 2 quick left hooks as Maskaev didn't have his hands up. Fatigue played in Rahman's favor in round 8.
Okay, now listen up. I want you to be smart with it, okay? Be smart. Use the jab. This time, go out like you did the first round. Real slick. Real sharp with the jab. And buy around with the jab, okay? Keep jab. Now, when he's...
15 minutes for your life, baby. Come on. Watch where you put. Step into your punches. Listen, don't cross your legs.
All right, we're going to see some jabs from Rahman. Very effective. This is what makes the difference in a fight, the jab. Anytime a guy tries to start something, gets that jab in his face, it just stops everything he tries to try.
Well, Torrance, Rahman's trainer, told him just to try to win this round with the jab because he sees that Rahman is tired and he's trying to help him pull himself together. for the last 4 rounds.
Rahman's connect advantage in the 8th round, 33-12, the biggest of the fight so far. He landed 19 out of 34 jabs in the round and an assortment of power punches to go with them. So Rahman is coming off of a round which should have given him momentum toward the latter part of the fight.
Stop, let him out. Stop, please. Step back, both of you. Thank you, gentlemen. Box.
There goes that jab again.
It's abundantly clear what happens when Rahman is able to keep throwing the jab and landing it. He creates space, he sets up his defense, he's in the right position. It's harder for Maskaev to land his power shots. There he does it again. Rahman just putting Maskaev out of the way with the jab at a moment when Maskaev was trying to throw his right.
Is Maskaev showing his age here?
Watch your head, Rock. Watch your head.
Or is he going to be able to land something big? Is he trying to set a trap to land one big one?
I think he's trying to set a trap. That's what he's trying to do, is leaning back, waiting for Rock to commit himself so he can throw his power right hand after that.
Got a good left hook there. And another right hand and left hook, and now Maskaev with the jab, Maskaev with 2 body shots.
Stop.
Momentarily thought he had a foothold towards something bigger. Hard right hand by Rahman.
Stop. Stop. Okay, guys.
Maskaev says, I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to throw this right hand, and doggone it, I'm going to land it sometime.
I thought I saw some blood coming out of Rahman's mouth after one of those right hands.
Don't hold him, don't hold him.
Good body shots again by Maskaev. Trying to make Rahman conscious of the body so that he can land something upstairs. Two big, strong men leaning against each other through 9 rounds. Both very tired now as we get ready for the last 9 minutes in the ring. And if Rahman had fallen behind prior to the last 2 rounds, he's made a big rally.
Water on his head. Water. You need water.
Spread your legs down. Come on.
Give me this bottle. Give me that bottle.
Oleg, you got to keep getting off with the jab. Okay, wait, it's all right. You got to keep getting off with, listen to me. Oleg.
Don't walk into this guy and give him those 3 shots. You don't have to. Keep off the rope. I don't want you back nowhere through the rope, okay?
Okay.
Take the left hand with jabbing and feint. This guy has nothing. Okay? Jab and feint. Now you're throwing the right hand over the top, but you're not coming back with the left hook. Okay? Yeah. Okay?
This guy is so basic, man.
Yeah.
Keep using your jab, backing this guy up, man. It's an easy fight.
Everything behind your jab.
Come with the left hook.
That's right. But behind the jab. Okay.
Right. And you loading up with the right hand. Don't do that.
Degree night in Las Vegas. A lot of people talking in Rahman's corner. At least Maskaev only listens to Victor Valle Jr. Rahman with a 25-14 connect advantage in the 9th round. Over the course of the last 2 rounds, Rahman has landed 58 punches by CompuBox count to only 26 for Maskaev. Now Maskaev starts the 10th with 2 big right hands. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. 5 rounds to 4, 86, 85, Haseem Rahman. Jim, I gotta tell you, I think physical condition is gonna be who wins this fight. The guy that's in better condition down the last 3 rounds, I think should win this fight. I give the last 2 rounds to Rahman, just like you called it. 5-4, Rahman.
Okay, box.
Is it physical condition or is it age?
Well, ultimately it becomes the same thing.
Yep.
Can Rahman at age 33 exert greater energy over the course of the last 3 rounds than Maskaev at age 37? Lennox, you had some of these 12-round fights that were wars of wills. How difficult is it to fight exhaustion for big men like this in the late rounds?
It is very difficult because you got big guys in there. The good thing the referee's doing is not allowing them to hold. So, you know, once you're holding and wrestling there, that takes a lot more energy out of you. But age is definitely a factor. When you reach 38, 37, 38, that's when you start to plateau off in the age.
Good body shots by Maskaev. And a big left hook upstairs by Rahman. But since Maskaev started really devotedly throwing the body shots 2 rounds ago, he's getting himself more gainfully into possible position to throw a big right hand upstairs. Still, Rahman's winning the rounds with his jab.
Box up. Don't hold, don't hold. Hold on. All right, stop.
I think Nady's doing a very good job right now. I don't know why Rahman wants to be at close quarters, because it's at close quarters that Maskaev seems to do better, like right there.
But I think Rahman thinks that Maskaev is tiring and that he is going to have a chance to knock him out.
Plus, he wants to impose his size and his strength on Maskaev. He feels that Maskaev doesn't have enough power or energy that he has, even the stamina.
Stop! Let him out.
When they wrestle, Rock probably feels as though he's the stronger man, and therefore is going to tire Maskaev out more than vice versa.
In my scorecard, that evens the fight again.
Although again, Maskaev looked the tireder of the two.
A good look at downtown Reno, Nevada, the place they call the biggest little city in the world. Still to come in our main event, we will see if the bigger Paul Williams can handle the guy they call the little big man, Sharmba Mitchell. Williams has a energetic, entertaining style that he believes will carry him to the top of the welterweight division. We'll get our second look at Paul Williams on HBO in the last 3 months. Williams and Mitchell still to come. For now, let's send you back to the conclusion of Rahman Maskaev 2.
11th round. 11th round.
Put some water in his mouth.
Oleg, listen, when it says 30 seconds, you got to start letting go now. Go to the body. You haven't tried that left uppercut for nothing, bro. Get that left uppercut going. Get those up when you
Just don't be in there. You don't have to. And listen, keep your back off the rope. I do not want your back off the rope. Okay?
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right. Look.
This guy's so square, you can run them uppercuts up the middle, baby.
All right. Listen, Rock.
Yo, he's going. I'm ready to do.
Look at. Listen. Give me this round.
All right, let's go.
Look.
CompuBox numbers in the 10th show Maskaev with a 22-17 connect advantage. That is the first round in which CompuBox has found Maskaev outlanding Rahman. A nice change for the sport. A second entertaining heavyweight fight this year. The other one, of course, was Layman Brewster against Sergey Liahovic. A very entertaining heavyweight fight. The winner of that one, Liahovic, is here tonight to see if maybe one of these two guys wants to fight him. Liahovic, originally from Belarus, now living in Phoenix, owner of a heavyweight title belt as the result of his victory over Brewster. Good left hook by Maskaev, backs Rahman off. Another good left hook by Maskaev. Rahman still seeming to want to get close and try to impose his weight and his will on Maskaev. Good right hand by Rahman. Good three-punch combination there by Maskaev. Momentarily stopped Rahman in his tracks. Good left hook. Once again, the left hook, the most effective punch all night for Oleg Maskaev. He's landed some right hands, but not nearly as frequently as he's landed that strong left hook on the jaw of Rahman.
He's also done better body work than Rahman has. Can a heavyweight title holder win on a jab?
Left hook again lands for Maskaev.
Rahman needs to start rallying now. This is getting too close right now. He needs to really bridge the gap.
Lennox, if Haseem Rahman loses a decision to Oleg Maskaev, it's hard for me to believe that we will ever see him within range of ruling the heavyweight division again.
I'd have to agree with you.
Now Rahman grabs and holds Maskaev blatantly as Maskaev landed 2 more heavy shots.
All of a sudden, Rahman wants to go backwards after that.
There's a swelling outside the right eye of Haseem Rahman. That is clearly the product of those successful left hooks by Oleg Maskaev. And there's another left hook by Maskaev and a left hook on the jaw. And Maskaev still isn't throwing that left uppercut that Victor Valle Jr. is asking for, but the left hook has been very kind to him in the 11th round. And Rahman hasn't found anything as effective as Maskaev's left hook.
Don't do it anymore.
Now Jay Nady sees a low blow.
Box.
And Maskaev said, or Rahman's ready to fight. And Maskaev gets in 2 more shots before the end of the round. So Rahman chose not to take any time to recover from the low blow. And we've got 1 round to go in Las Vegas in a very interesting fight.
Okay. Now give me a deep breath. Give me a deep breath. Give me a deep breath. Deep breath. Give me 1 more. 1 more. Okay, right. This is the last round. Last round, baby. Give me a spit button.
This is the last round.
Okay, rock. Rock. Right, bro. Right, come on. Come on.
Last round.
Okay. Oleg. Last round, baby. That's right. You're doing good.
За папу, за маму, за твоих дочерей. Давай, за
This is the
родину.
one you need. Keep him in the middle of the ring. Keep him in the middle. Go. Let's go.
За папу, за маму, за детей.
We go to the 12th and final round.
Is this not just the twilight of American heavyweight gods, but the nightfall of American heavyweights?
3 minutes to go. Haseem Rahman rallied in the 9th and 10th rounds, outlanded Oleg Maskaev in both of those rounds, seemed potentially be headed home in the fight. Maskaev has rallied in the 10th and 11th, outlanded Rahman in both of those rounds by a 45-31 margin. And now we're going to have a tape problem on the glove of Rahman, and there will be a delay, which gives Maskaev a little bit more time to rest and prepare himself for these last 2 minutes, 34 seconds.
Okay. Good enough. Let's go. Let's go.
Time in, says Jay Nady.
Stop!
Oleg Maskaev looked at the beginning of the fight as though he wasn't concerned with winning rounds. I even suggested that it might not be important to him. Maybe in position or knock Rahman out. The left hook started the damage. Down goes Rock. It is a knockdown. And Rahman's trying to argue to Nady that he was pushed down.
No, he got knocked down.
Started the damage.
He got knocked down.
Can Maskaev knock Rahman out again? Rahman is wobbling, holding on for dear life. A near tackle by Rahman. He's got to make it through a minute and a half just to finish the fight. Oleg Maskaev may be headed for a 2-point round in the 12th. An exhausted Rahman doesn't seem to have the firepower to fight back. And after Nady spent so much time warning Maskaev about holding, Rahman's trying to hold to finish, and Maskaev is trying to knock him out again. Maskaev.
Well, he's
winning
far
around in a landslide.
and he's far enough away that he's not going to fall in our laps either.
For the moment,
Rahman is still rocky on his feet. His feet are not there. I'm telling you, he's going to get knocked out in this fight. His legs are gone. And that's it. It's over. It is over.
He's won the fight. Oleg Maskaev has another knockout of Haseem Rahman.
Where have you gone, Joe Louis? A lonely boxing nation turns its eyes to you.
All 4 heavyweight title belts belong to fighters born and raised in former Soviet republics. So if the heavyweight division is dying in America, it is alive and well in Eastern Europe. And if you think this is not an exciting time for the heavyweight division here, you'd feel differently if you were from Kazakhstan or Ukraine or Russia or Belarus.
This is how it all started. It started with a left-right combination on the chin that wobbled. Rahman just couldn't get his balance back from there. This is where he's hurt. Here's another look at it from a different angle.
And here's the stoppage, Lennox. Right hand, boom. Right hand, boom. Right hand, boom. So he finally knocks him out with the right hand, but all night long it was the left hook that set it up.
Absolutely.
I think that was a wonderful performance at the end of the day or the night by Maskaev for a 37-year-old guy to outlast a 33-year-old guy. Once again, taking advantage of Rahman's problem with stamina, which he's had through his entire career.
A sturdy, willing, intelligent fighter who simply wouldn't give up in the fight. That's Oleg Maskaev. He wouldn't give up in his career. When his former trainer told him he ought to quit for his own health, that he couldn't stop power punches anymore, he wouldn't give up in this fight when Rahman appeared to be out jabbing him and outlanding him early in the fight, and he gets his second knockout victory over Haseem. Here's Michael Buffer with the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Las Vegas, the Cinderella story of heavyweight boxing comes to life at 2 minutes, 17 seconds of round number 12. The winner by knockout victory and new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Oleg, the Big O Maskaev.
So 1 week ago, Oleg Maskaev takes care of business at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, knocking out Haseem Rahman for the second time in his career and getting his piece of the heavyweight pie. More to come on that in just a minute. Tonight, we are in Reno, Nevada at the Reno Event Center for what should be a very solid welterweight battle between Paul Williams and Sharmba Mitchell. Hello again, everyone. I'm Fran Charles alongside HBO boxing commentator Max Kellerman and the former universally recognized heavyweight champ of the world, Lennox Lewis. And Lennox, let's put a bow on what we saw here last week. You were at the fight a week ago. Haseem Rahman, you believe, had the fight won. What happened?
It was a tough, grueling fight, and I'm telling you, Rahman was using his jab early in the fight. He was doing very well. Later in the fight, he kind of abandoned it, and he was a bit too close to Maskaev, and he just lost the fight because of that.
All right, now Maskaev on the flip side realized that he needed to get it going. How did he capitalize in the later rounds?
Let me tell you, this guy reminds me of a Siberian guy over in Siberia running through the snow, and you tell him, 10 more miles, he says, okay. Tough, grueling guy, ready to fight, a lot of heart and determination, and that's what won him the fight.
I tell you what, to give him credit, because Maskaev said, you know what, I know that I needed to win the last 3 rounds to take care of business, and he knocked him out. So let's give him credit. So now, Max, we have Oleg Maskaev, one of 4 fighters from the former Soviet Union to hold a version of the heavyweight title.
Yeah, we used to dominate basketball too. Remember those days? We have 4 guys right now. Now it's convenient to say there are 4 belt holders now. Valuev is a 7-footer there. You see him second from the right. Lajovic is all the way on the right. He beat Brewster. Vladimir Klitschko, everyone knows, Olympic super gold medalist, heavyweight gold medalist. Maskaev just beat Rahman. But, really what's going on is a testament to the Soviet amateur program. These guys have been pros for a while now, and they're starting to do very well. But think about this for a second. 4 guys in a division, there can only be 1 champion in a division. The last heavyweight champion of the world looked like this guy over here. Come on, show him what the heavyweight. This was the heavyweight champion of the world. The heavyweight title right now is vacant. You have belt holders. Sometimes they recognize 3 belt holders. Right now, it's an easy story to tell. They're all from the Soviet Union. There are 4 belt holders. Maybe there are 8 belt holders. There are no champions. The #1 heavyweight in the world is Vladimir Klitschko. The heavyweight championship of the world is vacant.
Right, what we need to do now is get some of these guys in the ring against each other so we can get to the heavyweight division sorted out. For now, let's take a look at some upcoming sports programming on HBO. Coming up September 6th, don't miss the return of Costas Now. Join host Bob Costas for a unique preview of the upcoming NFL season. September 19th, catch the premiere of the next installment of Real Sports with Brian Gumbel as we profile Danica Patrick, the top female racer on the IndyCar circuit. September 26th, Sports of the 20th Century returns with Wait Till Next Year, the saga of the Chicago Cubs. A documentary about this franchise and its fans, still looking for its first World Series title since 1908. And World Championship Boxing returns October 7th with the American television debut of who Max was just talking about, 7-foot, 325-pound Nikolai Valuev of Russia as he defends his heavyweight title against American Monty Barrett. For all that and more, log on to HBO.com. As we take another look outside this event center, we are now only moments from our live fight featuring one of the sport's rising stars, Paul Williams, as he gets set to face veteran Sharmba Mitchell in a welterweight fight scheduled for 12 rounds. And Lennox, we had the opportunity to see Paul Williams about 3 months ago, and we know what he does well. He's tall, he's lanky, he throws a ton of punches, averaging almost 100 per round. Talk to me about some of the things he needs to work on.
Well, some of the things he needs to work on, he just lacks experience. He just needs to sharpen up a couple things that are rough around the edges, such as, when he throws a punch. I'm going to show you right now.
A little demonstration.
He throws a punch, he throws a left and right, but when he comes back, he drops his hands. And those are little things he needs to work on, but I don't think he'll have a problem in this fight.
All right, Paul Williams likes to say that his offense is his defense. Tonight, Sharmba Mitchell hopes to present a problem for Paul Williams, and Mitchell's been around for so long. Can his veteran experience help him, Max?
Well, if he were to win, it would be because of the experience, and stranger things have happened. We just watched a big heavyweight upset. But let's be honest, what we're here tonight for is a showcase for the young Paul Williams, who I think is the most exciting up-and-comer in boxing, period. I'm just excited to watch him fight and in all likelihood win spectacularly here tonight.
It's tough not to admire Williams and his energetic style because he stays so busy. It's fun to watch. All right, tail of the tape now for this welterweight battle between Paul Williams and Sharmba Mitchell. Mitchell is 10 years older than Williams. Mitchell, incidentally, will turn 36 August 27th. And there you see Williams with the 4-inch height advantage, the arm length, which is measured from the armpit to the reach of 25 inches. They both made the weight of 147 pounds, and when they stepped on our unofficial HBO scales tonight, these guys are closer to middleweight. Rules of the bout now with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Paul Williams-Sharmba Mitchell fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Fran!
All right, Sharmba Mitchell coming into LL Cool J's Mama Said Don't Knock You Out. And it starts with don't call it a comeback, Lennox. This guy has been around for almost 18 years as a professional. He's held the version of the 140-pound title, but he's had some problems as well. Injuries have been a problem for him. He tore his ACL in his left knee back in 1999. And in a fight against Costa Zoo, he had to stop in the 7th round because the knee basically gave him problems. He's 2-2 in his last 4 fights. Can an injury like that, he says he knows the knee will never be 100%. Can an injury like that continue to weigh on his mind?
Definitely can get in your way because, you know, once you hurt your knee, you're not 100%. And it's always in the back of your mind, oh, my knee hurts and, you know, I can't run as far as I can. Or, you know, it always affects you, especially in the ring.
There you see some notable victories, Tacky and Vince Phillips among them, but here you see some tough losses. He got knocked out by Floyd Mayweather Jr., lost twice to Costa Tszyu, and Stevie Johnson got him back in 1994. A closer look now with Max.
Sharmba Mitchell wants to go back to school. He was in college at one point, wants to go back and graduate, become the first male in his family to graduate college. It's important to him. Also wants to finish his career with 220 total wins. Had 160 amateur wins, wants 60 pro wins before he quits. He's sitting on 57 right now. If he could win tonight, he'd need 2 more. And finally, he said, this is not weight camp I just went to, it was training camp. In the last several years, trying to make the 140-pound limit, Mackie Shilstone, the famed trainer who worked with Hopkins and so many others, said that Mitchell really, at 145, was starting to melt off muscle. And so all of training camp became just making weight, not really working on technique. That's not the case anymore at welterweight.
And there you see the undefeated prospect, Paul Williams, born in Augusta, Georgia, but he lives in Aiken, South Carolina, and spent primarily his entire life there. It says it's just 10 minutes away. You saw the extensive amateur career of Sharmba Mitchell, 160 fights, 153 victories, where Williams has only had 30 amateur fights. So he says, some reports say it's been as few as 15. He says he's tired of the politics as an amateur. Lennox, he spent his training camp up in the Poconos, which I know you like to get cozy in when you were training.
Let me tell you, when you train up in the Poconos, you've got some great mountains, some great places to run. Every morning he said he wakes up and when he goes running, he sees the deer. I used to see the deer. I used to actually see a lot of deers. I used to feed them popcorn. They used to always come around, but it's great up there.
A closer look now with Max.
Paul Williams is a unique freak. He has a reach, Fran, of what, 82 inches?
That's right.
Give you an idea of what that's like. Muhammad Ali, 80 inches. Larry Holmes, 81 inches. Tommy Hearns, who's a freak at welterweight, 78. This guy has an 82-inch reach. He throws 100-plus punches around. He's a southpaw welterweight. I've never heard of anything like it. He says he'll fight anyone at 147 pounds. Mayweather, especially Margarito, anyone. But his camp says anyone up to 168 if the money's right, even Joe Calzaghe. He's really a super middleweight who's simply able to make the welterweight limit. Who he really wants is Margarito, who his camp claims he got the better of in sparring. Margarito's camp, of course, denies it. Now Paul Williams' camp is calling Margarito's camp liars. Hey, everyone's avoiding Margarito. Paul Williams wants him.
You know what? It's making for a good subplot when these two finally get together. All right, we're ready for the official introduction. Let's send it in to ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to beautiful Reno, Tahoe, America's adventure place, and downtown Reno, Nevada for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Goosen Tudor Promotions. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the NABO Supervisor Rudy Paz, the WBC Supervisor Rodolfo Aranda, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Skip Avancino Jr. Introducing our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside, from Reno, Nevada, Bert Clemens. From Santa Clara, California, Marty Salmon. And from Carson City, Nevada, Doug Tucker. And our third man in the ring, our referee in charge, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Vic Draculich. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the NABO and WBC USNBC Welterweight Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from downtown Reno, Nevada, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing orange and white trunks, fighting out of our nation's capital of Washington, D.C., by way of Tacoma Park, Maryland. He weighed in at 146 1/2 pounds with a record of 57 wins and 5 losses. He has 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, currently ranked the IBF #7 world welterweight contender, Please welcome the two-time world champion known as the Little Big Man, introducing Sharmba Mitchell. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with white trim, hailing from Aiken, South Carolina. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 146½ pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with 30 wins, no losses, 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked number 2 in the world by the WBC and number 1 by the WBO. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the defending NABO and WBC USNBC welterweight champion, introducing the undefeated Paul the Punisher Williams. Once again, a referee in charge, Vic Draculich, now to give instructions.
Center of the ring, keep seconds only. Keep seconds only.
All right, gentlemen, this is for the NABO and the WBC, US, NBC welterweight titles. You've received your instructions on dressing room. Again, I want to caution you. Any punch below this point are going to be called low. There's a height difference here. You've got to work to keep your punches up. Any punch below this point are going to be called low. With that said, I want you to obey my commands. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up now. I'll be watching. It's going to call right here.
We are getting an opportunity tonight to see two southpaws. Williams, rangy, 6'1", Mitchell, 5'7". Mitchell's been a pro for almost 18 years. He says, you know what, I've seen anything and everything, so his style, it will not affect me. He realizes that his fight has to be on the inside. Williams says, I can find him on the inside, I can find him on the outside. However he wants to do it, I can go. And right away you see Paul Williams letting his hands go in the early going.
Fran, he says he's seen everything. He's never seen anything like Paul Williams. I know I have. Not that he's the greatest fighter I've ever seen, but a guy at his height as a welterweight with his reach, his boxing ability, southpaw, who throws such a high volume of punches.
And Lennox, even though he might not be technically sound in all areas, certainly though, his style presents problems for opponents.
His style definitely presents a lot of problems because of the fact that he's so tall and lanky. Throws a lot of punches, yes. Just like Max said,
all the punches.
Is anybody's nightmare.
Lennox, you're a big guy, 6'5". You often had a height advantage over your opponents. What should Paul Williams do this evening to utilize that advantage?
Well, Paul realizes that he's got a shorter opponent. And I always believe shorter opponents always should stay at the end of your jab, and that's what he should concentrate on, keep him at the end of his jab. But he's throwing some great punches right now.
Tell you what, Sharmba Mitchell and Paul Williams exchanging some nice hooks.
Sharmba got a few good ones in there himself.
He sure did.
Usually you see a guy with the physical advantages of Paul Williams, especially if he's not a very big puncher, and Williams is not a very big puncher. They use the reach, stay on the outside, and pot shot with their power hand. You generally don't see them take the approach of, well, since I'm not a huge puncher, I'm going to outwork the other guy with those physical advantages, and that's what presents such a problem for Paul Williams' opponents.
Come on, watch the holder.
That temperament of being a volume puncher in spite of his physical advantages.
And Williams says, look, I know I throw a lot of punches. As an offensive fighter, he knows his defense isn't quite as sound as he would like it, but realizes he's going to get hit, and he says he's okay with that. He said, hey, he's a fighter, so part of that business is getting it. Lands a nice 1-2 there, and then catches Sharmba with a counter upstairs.
Sharmba, a fighter who's fighting as though he showed up to win today and not just to be a name on Paul Williams.
Watch over, watch over, look over now. You guys both hold it, cut it out. Box.
So referee Vic Draculich warns the fighters for holding.
Sharmba's doing the right thing right now, you know, trying to get in, trying to get closer to Paul, because that's where his advantage is, trying to get into the body, closer to him, because he realizes that a disadvantage from far off.
Paul Williams and Sharmba Mitchell saying hello to the first 3 minutes.
Deep breath. You all right? Okay, listen. I need you to settle down. Okay? You're a little tight. But I need you to settle down. I need you to throw more feints. He got a lot of open. He's going to react every time you throw your feint. You got me? But listen, once you feel the feint, pull back on this man. He's too long for that. Keep that head down. Keep that head down.
Take that jab from him.
Put a bucket, all right? 2 to 3 feet. Use the angle. You're making him squat down low enough.
Here you're going to see Paul keep him at bay with a good right. Here's another one with a good left.
You gotta hurry, lady.
Definitely using his size in there.
And here's a perfect example of what we're talking about. We mentioned Paul Williams and the volume of punches he throws. According to CompuBox punch stats, Williams landing 18, throwing 95 in the opening round. Mitchell landing 15 of 56.
Get off that head.
That indicates that the fight is being fought at Sharmba Mitchell's range. The fact that his connect percentage is so much better than Williams.
What's your wrestling? Stay off that head.
Which is a strategic victory early for Sharmba, even though he probably lost the round.
You can tell Mitchell certainly has laid out a game plan to see if he can work his way inside, Lance, as you mentioned, because of that, we're seeing a lot of clinching.
Well, he realizes he needs to get in there. He needs to be close to Paul Williams, and that's the important thing. But if Paul's wise in this fight, he'll definitely make some adjustments and realize that, once he goes under his arms, he's going to be going into some uppercuts.
Lennox, we heard in Paul Williams' corner that you look a little tight. He does. Does he look a little tight to you in the early going here?
A little bit. This is a big fight for him, and I'm sure he'll warm up as the fight goes along.
Both fighters look pretty dry, actually. Sharmba Mitchell catches Paul Williams upstairs with a 4-punch combination to the head.
And he hurt Paul Williams there momentarily.
Williams comes right back with an assertive 1-2 and then fires out 2 more jabs.
Oh, get off that head.
Williams claims he's never been hurt in his 35 professional or his limited amateur background.
Paul Williams, last time we saw him here on Boxing After Dark, beat Matisse in an entertaining fight, but Matisse was a very raw fighter, though a big puncher. Mitchell is an extremely schooled fighter, and it's showing here early.
Right, Matisse was an undefeated prospect. He was at 25-0. I think there's some hard punches as well.
But wide and technically not very good, and Mitchell is not that kind of fighter. He's a schooled fighter.
Go around the corner. Go around the corner. I can hold him right here.
Williams trying to make Mitchell pay for lunging, taking advantage of Mitchell being up against the ropes.
Watch that hold. They go on the inside.
See, Paul's kind of smothering himself right now. He needs to step back and just give himself some punching room.
Keep the fight on the outside.
Sharmba doing a pretty nice job of parrying those long right jabs with his gloves.
The 2 trade power shots upstairs.
Break! Break! When I say break, stop that punching.
Sharmba Mitchell hoping to take Paul Williams, the undefeated prospect, to school here tonight at the Reno Event Center.
You gotta work on the body when you're getting close. You're not punching your throat. Do it again. Good job. How you feel, man?
I'm okay.
All right. You still cannot afford to be pulling back off this man. He's too long and he's too tall. You gotta smell his punches, all right? You still can deflect them with your glove. Listen, he's gonna jab. The flip jab up is beautiful. Get ready to roll, come back with a straight break hand, then a hook. One down, one up. Turn.
This is where Mitchell gets inside his long arms and catches him with some good punches. taking advantage of the inside. This is what you do when you're short of boxer.
What does it mean that Williams was so easy to hit with those wide looping right hooks?
He's not focusing on defense right now. He's trying to do the offense thing and hit him to the body, which his trainer told him to.
Sharmba Mitchell not known for being a big left hand that came straight down the pipe from the Punisher, Paul Williams.
I like Paul Williams' temperament, where in talking to him, he said, look, I throw a lot of punches. I'm going to get hit sometimes. It's something that he accepts. Usually fighters, with, not that there are many 6'1", 82-inch reach welterweights, but guys who are long and lanky don't want to accept those risks because they can fight comfortably from the outside. Paul Williams is temperament.
Big right hand from Williams, stuns Mitchell, and down he goes in the third round.
Let me tell you, that all started with an uppercut. He hit him with an uppercut first, and then he ended it.
So right hook, it looked, they put the finishing touches on it.
Okay, come on. Sharmba Mitchell wants to get right back to work.
Still kind of wobbly on his feet.
That patience, Max, you were talking about paying off for Williams.
He has the temperament of an aggressive fighter who wants to throw punches. And that's why his defense suffers at times, is what it says.
Williams lands another scraping left. Williams now getting a little more confident after the knockdown earlier in the round.
He's also starting to catch Sharmba on the end of his punches with some snap. He's not smothering himself, Williams.
Which is what you were talking about earlier, Lance.
Very important to get that punch in him. Right now, Williams is finding him with that left hand. That left hand right after the right hand.
Watch the cheap one.
And when Williams is at the proper range, long distance range, the left hand is landing with authority.
Another thunderous left hand from Paul Williams.
Well, we're in the third round. Williams has scored a knockdown. Floyd Mayweather Jr. knocked out Sharmba Mitchell, stopped him in the 6th round. I'm sure that's on Paul Williams' mind, wanting to beat him maybe a round earlier at least than Floyd.
Mitchell doing a nice job there, tripling up on the jab to the body of Williams.
Keep those punches up. Keep those punches up. Let's go.
Williams told us this morning that his manager and trainer, George Peterson, said, hey, the money's in the right hook, so I want to see more right hooks. But tonight, Williams pretty effective to the head. Sharmba Mitchell.
Yeah, he was sort of in the motion of throwing that punch when the referee yelled break. I don't think that was a cheap shot.
Big counter right hand from Mitchell, lands flush to the side of Williams' face. To end the third round, the kid didn't budge.
What a great chin.
Sharmba not known as a big puncher, even at junior welter. Now he's at welter. You wouldn't expect him to be able to really rock a guy with one shot.
What happened to have 2 to 3 feet?
Right.
We cannot pull back. This man is entirely too tall.
Right.
You understand me?
Right.
Once you get there and you flip the jab, hide the up, Sharmba. He's dipping down trying to find you. You pull your head back, lead it. Then when you get it so run that 8 back around there. Pull that 8 around there.
Smother's boy, the triple jab going because you're able to touch it with that left hand there. Okay, blind him with that triple jab and come right down the middle with that left hand.
You'll see too, looks at the knockdown, starts with that uppercut, ends off with the hook. Good combination. Here's another look at it. It's looked like he's seen him coming in, then he winded up with that uppercut. So he realizes that anytime Mitchell comes in, he's coming in low.
All right, Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Fred. 3-0, 30-26. Paul Williams.
Mitchell's hurt. Sharmba Mitchell holding on. Paul Williams rocked him there to start the round. Sorry, Harold.
Let's hear the academic score, Harold.
Well, wait a minute. We may have another knockdown here.
Yeah, his knee definitely touched the canvas.
Come on, let's go.
Referee didn't catch it.
Harold, it doesn't feel like this is going to need to go to the cards, does it?
Well, at this point, no. At this point, Paul Williams should have a 4-point advantage on the 3 judges' scorecards. He does get an extra point in round 3 for knocking Sharmba off his feet.
Oh, that's it.
Paul Williams lands a 3-punch combination, and Mitchell goes down for the second time in the fight.
6, 7, 8.
And there are just under 2 minutes left in the round.
Break.
No knockdown there, but clearly Sharmba Mitchell.
His legs are gone.
That's right. Just the volume of punches alone.
Get up here.
We saw this with Stevie Johnston against Vivian Harris a couple weeks ago.
Let's go.
An older southpaw who's clearly past his prime, but still fighting with heart. Sharmba is not running, he's standing and fighting.
Williams doing a nice job of being patient, but definitely trying to take him out of there. And you can see Mitchell has very little left.
Williams has definitely found his range.
Big right hand
that landed
flush to the jaw. Takes Mitchell down, and Mitchell takes Williams down in the process.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Mitchell complaining as if to say that's not a knockdown, but I don't know, a punch hits you flush in the jaw, and you go down. He went down by the force of the punch.
I mean, that was the best punch landed in the fight so far, that right hook from Paul Williams, and I thought, I was surprised Mitchell even got up from it.
Paul Williams is an energetic, young, 25-year-old fighter who says, I'll take on anybody from 147 up to 168. I'm not so sure about that, but I tell you what, he's exciting to watch, no doubt. Paul Williams knocks down Sharmba Mitchell for the 4th time in the fight, and this might be it.
It is it.
It took Mayweather 6 rounds. It took Paul Williams 4.
Vic Draculich stops the fight at the end of the 4th round after Sharmba Mitchell was down for the 4th time in the fight from the long, lengthy, rangy Paul Williams.
Let me tell you, Max, he took a while to get warmed up, but once he got warmed up, you couldn't stop him.
There were certain things, though, getting hit by wild looping right hands by a little older guy that will send Paul Williams' camp a little bit back to the drawing board in terms of defense.
Ain't nobody out there touching this right here.
But Sharmba Mitchell was here to make Paul Williams look spectacular, and he did. Paul Williams absolutely looked spectacular.
Let's take a look at some of the spectacular knockdowns here, Lennox.
This is a situation where, he adjusted, he realizes that Sharmba had to come in low, and he just started throwing uppercuts. He worked the uppercuts into his arsenal, and it worked for him.
Getting him flush right there with the right uppercut.
We should also say here,
here's the second knockdown, Max.
This is with real power he's now throwing these punches. Williams is known as a knockout guy, but really it's from an accumulation of shots usually, generally not hitting quite with as much crispness as he did in this fight. His camp expects that as he gets older, he'll hit with more power. Maybe we're starting to see that maturation here tonight.
And that's the final knockdown of the fight.
All right, baby. Yeah, I love you, man. Anytime, man. Good job. Take the torch and run with it. Yes, sir. All right?
It's like the same way I do.
All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. now is ready with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 57 seconds in round number 4. Referee in charge, Vic Draculich, reaches the count of 10. He is the winner by way of knockout, still undefeated, and still a champion, Paul the Punisher Williams.
There we go. Here we go.
Paul Williams with an impressive display tonight against Sharmba Mitchell. 3 knockdowns. Check that. I said 4 during the fight, but it was actually 3. Nevertheless, scoring a 4th-round knockout over Mitchell to pick up his 31st victory versus no losses. Let's take a look at some of the final punch stat numbers here. And total punches, we mentioned Williams likes to throw a lot of punches. He started out with 95 and then 99 in the 2nd round. His total punches came down a little bit, but his power punches increased here, as we'll take a look at the power punches for the fight. In 1 round, in the 2nd round, 15 of his 17 connects were power punches. He threw 102 more power punches, and he landed 24 more. All right, let's send it up now to Max Kellerman, who's standing by with the Punisher.
Paul the Punisher Williams, congratulations. Rate your performance.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm at the top of the list, man. Everybody came out here to see what I could do, man. It wasn't no fluke with Walter Matisse, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna come out here. I'm still gonna get on a good show. That's what I kind of do. I think the fans deserve to see a fighter. They're gonna bring it all, you know, so they pay their money to see. And I try to get them to what their money's worth.
You always put on a good show. However, let's look at the one potential negative out of this. He's a little guy, he's an older guy. He was able to hit you with some wild right hooks. Did you feel his power at any time, or you hurt at any time?
No, sir, it wasn't hurt, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? He hit me with some nice shots, but I look at it like this. Man, you got to take something to give something. And so, you know, so I'm in the business of you're going to get hit, you know what I'm saying? So I prepare myself, you know what I'm saying, take them good shots. I've been in big champions like Glenn Johnson and stuff, and he hit me with some nice stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm able to hold to that, so I know he don't hit hard as Glenn Johnson. So, I mean, I just want to get a fight with them big-name fighters with the big belts, you know what I'm saying? Antonio Margarita been calling him out for a minute. If the winner out of Baltimore and Florida, I take them. Anybody who in that 47, them big belts, I want to shot them with them big paydays.
Realistically, no one's going to fight you unless they have to. Maybe this is the one time I can actually say something, where sanctioning body's being constructive. If you're the mandatory for Margarito, that's who you're really honing in on, right?
Yes, sir. That's what I really want, you know what I'm saying? Because they give him a lot of credit, and I understand why they give him a lot of credit, saying nobody that won't fight this guy. He most feared welterweight it is. And what he been doing in the past, yeah, you can say that, but it's new blood in the sport. And I'm saying, hey, nobody else don't want to call him out. Hey, I call him out. I want to fight him, you know, so I can prove myself to everybody. And the fans don't say, they say he the best. I want to be considered as the best. So you got to fight the best to be the best.
Real quick, was the number 6 in your mind, as in 6 rounds it took Floyd to beat Sharmba?
No, sir. I mean, I look at it like this. We were scheduled for 12 rounds, so I was prepared to go the whole 12. It just so happened that in the earlier. So, but, you know, I give my hat out to Sharmba. He's 2-time world champion. You know, it's a blessing for me to be in the ring with a man that's 2-time world champion.
A little bit big, huh, Sharmba?
Yeah, just a little bit. But I take my hat off to him. You know, he fought. I'm coming to fight. You know me. I don't dug anyone, and I fight everybody. I became 2-time world champion, and I'm still gonna become a world champion. You know, he caught me with some good shots. I thought he shouldn't have stopped it, but you know, with that, we ain't here for safety.
Congratulations, Paul Williams. Thanks, Sharmba. Fran Lennox.
All right, Max. Well, Paul Williams moves to 31-0, Lennox. But let's talk about some of the shots he did get hit with there in the 2nd round against maybe a puncher has a little bit more power. Could that be a problem for him down the road?
Yeah, it could be a problem, but, you know, he realizes these are the problems that he has. And like I said earlier when I was giving you my demonstration, that's one of the problems. That left hand drops a bit low when he throws a lot of shots. But I'm sure his trainer's going to fix all that, and he's going to be a better boxer all the way around. These are some of the learning things that you have to go through.
Paul Williams used to be a secret. Nobody really knew who he was. Now this is his 2nd appearance on HBO. People are getting an opportunity to see this guy and the style of fighter who he is. Can't hide from him anymore.
No, he's anybody's nightmare, and I'm sure he's going to get a margarita pizza after this.
Okay, so Lennox calling on Antonio Margarito there. Max, what do you think?
I think that Antonio Margarito's camp made a mistake, and Bob Arum made a mistake when they didn't do everything in their power, even give up money to get Carlos Baldemir in the ring with Margarito. Margarito's been complaining so long, as is the boxing world, that Floyd Mayweather is ducking him. Beating Baldemir, the true welterweight champion of the world, the one and only welterweight champ, would have put Margarito in the driver's seat. Instead, Floyd Mayweather has the Baldemir fight. And now, his mandatory, Margarito's mandatory for his sanctioning body belt, is Paul Williams. and I think Margarito should fight him.
I'll tell you what, aesthetically, he might not have all the tricks yet in the bag. He's still a young guy, but worst case scenario, he is very entertaining to watch. He has an energetic style that I think many will enjoy, and hopefully we'll get to see him for years to come. All right, guys, enjoyed it. We'll see you in Cali in about a month. We'll see Jorge Arce. All right, now let's take a look at some upcoming sports programming on HBO. September 6th, Costas Now returns with an NFL preview show you won't see anywhere else on television, including an exclusive interview with the New Orleans Saints dynamic rookie, Reggie Bush. September 26th, it's the premiere of Wait Till Next Year, The Saga of the Chicago Cubs, a documentary about one of baseball's most popular franchises and how they and their fans have endured a World Series winning dry spell dating back to 1908. Next on HBO, stay tuned for Lucky Louie, followed by Entourage. So for Lennox Lewis, Max Kellerman, and our entire HBO Boxing After Dark crew, I'm Fran Charles. Thanks for being with us from the world's biggest little city, Reno, Nevada. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Of HBO Sports.
Next on HBO, the picture of domestic bliss as seen through the eyes of comedian Louis C.K., the HBO original series Lucky Louie. Next on HBO.
Happy 30th anniversary to Inside the NFL.
Happy 30th.
Inside the NFL. Inside the NFL.
Happy anniversary, Inside the NFL.
Happy 30th anniversary.
Happy 30th anniversary.
Happy 30th anniversary, everybody.
Happy 30th, Inside the NFL.
Congratulations on 30 great years.
To all the gang at Inside the NFL, happy 30th birthday.
Keep up the good work.
Here we go. A special edition of Costas Now premieres Wednesday, September 6th.
Here we go. Ready? And action.
Every Sunday night on HBO.
This is the biggest night of your life.
For more exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of your favorite HBO programs,
we've had our last word.
Stay with us every Sunday night between the shows.
That's good.
We started listening to the wind. I'll never forget that sound.
When Hurricane Katrina went through New Orleans, it was a very painful experience to see my fellow American citizens, majority of African Americans, in the dire situation they were in, and I was outraged with the slow response of the federal government.
This was an act of nature, but the flood was a man-made disaster.
Whoever's responsible, I hope that they can sleep at night.
These journalists were saying these images they were seeing looked like they were from a third world country.
Where is the federal government?
FEMA knew from the beginning how bad Katrina was.
There's a lot of anger.
Where's FEMA? Where's the mayor?
And I think it's important that people express their anger. If you go to New Orleans, only 1/4 of the population is still there. People are still not home.
Will we rebuild the Ninth Ward? Will we rebuild New Orleans East or the 17th Street Canal? My answer is absolutely, but I think we need to rebuild smarter.
I will go back there eventually, but right now I got too much anger in my heart.
I have to think about what do I have to go back to.
One of the things I do hope this documentary does is remind the Americans that New Orleans is not over with, it's not done.